Did you guys enjoy all the great Tesla news yesterday with amazing delivery and production numbers? Well, it only lasted for a day because the SEC settlement that we also thought were in the past, right, just in time for the great news, well, it's coming back. Some of the drama is coming back. And yes, there's a report today, actually I think came out last night, that Elon Musk did threaten Tesla to quit on the spot just a few days ago. I'm not kidding you guys. So I'm going to tell you why, what happened after that, and how it affected the actual settlement with SEC. But also later on, we're going to get to something I've been trying to get to, which are the sales numbers for the entire electric car industry, which are looking pretty good. Some of a couple of disappointments. I'm pretty sure you can guess what they are. There are a couple of other interesting news going on, and of course the comment of the day. All of this is coming up next.
Taking over the world, electrifying the world, electric.
Thank you to those of you who are watching me live on Patreon. Thank you for supporting the show. You, of course, get to watch me live, and you get to see the extra mile, the little show that I do before now and after the segment is over on YouTube. And if this is your first time here, hey, welcome. If you're interested in staying up to date on everything that's going on in the world of electric cars, which is pretty exciting and dramatic, you came to the right place. Every day I'll give you the dose of that. And so all you have to do is really click on that subscribe button. It's free. It's a one-click feature, and boom, you are part of this community. Anyway, let's get going with this. Now, as you know, the Securities and Exchange Commission filed a lawsuit against Elon Musk and Tesla after Tesla and Elon Musk pulled out of the original offer and settlement proposal that wasn't as harsh as the actual lawsuit, because the lawsuit was seeking to remove Elon Musk as the CEO of the company, never let him serve in the capacity of even an officer or board member of any public traded company, just so many things. So, and then only a couple days later, they ended up settling. But guess what happened in between? So apparently, the board originally already agreed to the original settlement from SEC, but then Elon Musk had a conference call with them and said, no. If you do this, I'm going to quit right now. Not only that, pull out, or I'm going to quit. And you also need to praise me publicly and tell everybody you're 100% behind me. And that's how we got that statement from the board, praising Elon Musk and pulling out of the agreement. Now, what happened next, as we all know, the stock fell like 15% in one day because people were like, wait a second, Elon Musk is the biggest asset this company has, so this is going to be a disaster. So that triggered Elon Musk to change his mind, because obviously he doesn't want the stock to go down any further. There were indications that it would continue going down. Some investors suggested that Elon Musk himself is worth about $130 per share. So the stock could have fallen halfway through, and so he finally agreed to make a deal with SEC. But guess what? The original settlement offer was much better that they ended up taking, because SEC said, well, now we have the upper hand. So instead of 2 years of not being able to serve as a chairman of the board, they opted to 3, and that's how that came to life. Also, originally, Elon Musk just had to pay $10 million, and that's it. They doubled that to 20. And they also told Tesla to pay 20. And then Musk, actually, I only just now found out, I don't think too many people know, that part of the settlement was that Elon had to buy 20 million worth of shares of Tesla. So those were two things that they ended up kind of losing on by having to, pull out first and accept a later settlement. Now, you've probably seen Now You Know video where they were claiming that the lawsuit was weak and therefore Elon had upper hand. But as we know now, actually it was the other way around. So this is like major investment, the development, and I've never heard of Elon threatening the board or Tesla to quit on the spot. Would he really do that? Let me know in the comment section, because I don't think Elon would ever quit Tesla on his own, no matter what's happening. But by the way, you're not in a good shape when out of all people, Kanye West is coming to your defense, right? This is an actual still from a video that was posted on Twitter by one of the students where Kanye West came to their college, jumped on the table and started ranting, because I guess that's what he does now. He started ranting about how everybody needs to leave Elon Musk alone. I'm just saying that if you want somebody defending you, probably this guy is going to be one of the ones you just don't want anywhere near you. But that happened as well, right? By the way, this does make great stories. But it is what it is. Let's actually move on to actual electric car industry and stories and numbers that we have. There are quite a few of them. Before that, of course, I want to mention that this channel and this video is sponsored by Climate Exchange, and I'm really excited about these guys. They are a non-profit organization, and they're running this amazing raffle for the rest of the year. U.S. residents only. I'm sorry, I just found out, but still, tickets are $250. But your chances of winning one of 3 Teslas is less than 1 in 1,400. Yes, 1 in 4. Unfortunately, I can't do it myself because I am, essentially the channel advertising it, but I know quite a few people jumped on it and they still have some tickets left. They only have 4,000 total for 3 Teslas that are raffling off. And if anything, you'll still be helping out a good cause. And their mission is to basically move all of us towards the low carbon economy. So check them out. There's a link in the description of this video where you can enter this lottery. So good luck. All right, let's move on to the actual sales numbers. They're gathered every month by Inside EVs. These guys do a tremendous job because most companies don't release monthly sales results, especially the important ones like Tesla. And so they do it for us, and they do a great job. So as you can see, and let me just go full screen with this, Tesla Model 3 is obviously kicking butt with over 22,000. Prius Prime somehow is still in there. People are buying those. And then Model S and Model X, they are up, as you can see, majorly up in the deliveries. And then look at Chevy Volt versus Chevy Bolt. I mean, if you look at the quarter over quarter, so third quarter of this year, of the third quarter of last year, the Chevy Bolt sales have fallen, I believe, over 40%. And I know Chevy is claiming that they're trying to sell in other markets, but that's BS because they're not trying to sell it in Europe. We know about Ampere E's not being available anymore. And, if the car is doing well, it should be doing well everywhere. And you're GM, you can certainly afford ramping up the production in it's been almost 2 years. As a matter of fact, I think they really missed that opportunity when they were really the only company with over 200-mile range besides Tesla, and they could have pushed their car and they didn't. And it really starting to look that GM is really not behind that car at all, as a lot of you guys have probably already claimed. But Chevy Volt, and I am one of the owners, has been doing great. As you can see, the sales are up to almost to over 2,100. It is a great plug-in hybrid. I would say it's probably one of the best plug-in hybrids. The second best, I would say, Honda Clarity, which is right behind with over 2,000 units in sales. And then Nissan Leaf, let me just bring it up. Nissan Leaf continues to be disappointing, unfortunately, even though they are doing very well in Europe and Japan, and they're just kicking butt, the most sold EV in Norway, as reported yesterday. But their numbers are flat here. I don't understand Nissan. I really don't get it because it is a decent car, great price, in some cases after incentives, around $20,000 with a 150-mile range. I just don't get it. But those are the numbers. And by the way, BMW i3 at 461 sold. They did just extend their range, so the 2019 BMWs will have a more bigger range. But right now, their sales have not been very good this year. Here's another news. Honda is in the news, and they have invested into GM's Cruise. As you know, Cruise Automation, GM bought it for $1 billion at some point, and now they're pretty much one of the best autonomous driving companies out there. And Honda decided to invest. Now, I know you'll probably see some reports saying $750 million, but it's actually 2.75 because the agreement is also for Honda to invest $2 extra billion over some period of time. It's an interesting combination because I haven't seen Honda and GM work together that much, and I haven't seen Honda making any progress in terms of electric cars, autonomous cars. So that's kind of a surprise. And this is the image, and I'm gonna go full screen on this one. This is what their teaser of the car that they're hoping to bring to market at some point. I don't know what the hell it is. I can tell you that their Photoshop skills are definitely not good as mine with my enormous BS550, a car that I have believe is my concept car, and it may or may not be made out of the picture of the Toyota Camry, 1992 Toyota Camry. You just don't know, and I won't tell. Anyway, all I'm saying is, get your Photoshop skills a little bit up there, guys. You're running a multi-billion companies, but I don't know what the hell this is. And where it's going to come out. All right, so let's move on to some other news. And this is something that happened a few days ago, and I don't know why I didn't mention it to you guys, so my bad. But Rimac has agreed to provide its pretty much the guts to the upcoming Pininfarina, and this is the only drone, one of the few drones we've seen. I was lucky enough to see the prototype myself during the Monterey Car Week at the private showing, but they have not released pictures to the public and photographs to the public yet. This is PF0, the hypercar that they're coming out with, and apparently pretty much besides the design, everything that got the powertrain, the battery technology, the software, the hardware, and the know-how are all going to come from Rimac, which, by the way, not a bad choice at all. And I'm proud to say that both companies had their CEOs guest on my show. This is my conversation with Michael Perschke, who's the CEO of Pininfarina, Automobili Pininfarina, and also Matti Rimac, who was just on my show the other day. I caught up with him during the Monterey Car Week. You can see both of those videos on my channel. So these two companies that I really like, and I'm so excited that they're working together now on another amazing electric car. Let's move on to the comment of the day. Before that, of course, I want to thank one of my new Patreons, Dean Mohan. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name, but thank you so much for becoming a Patreon. If you want to help the show succeed, if you want to see the live shows, if you want to see the extra mile, please go ahead and join at patreon.com/E4Electric. Let's move on to the comment of the day now. And this one comes, and this one's about the quarterly report that's just about to come out. And firstmail.com says Tesla must post a profit for this quarter. If there is no profit, even with 150% effort, then their business model will be proven to be unsustainable. I know a lot of people agree with you, including Elon Musk. I don't fully agree, because I think they still have a lot of way to go to improve on their profitability. First of all, once they figure out the production that will grow still of Model 3, they'll figure out how to make them cheaper, and they will figure out how to make them better, where they won't have to spend so much money on service centers and technicians and so forth, fixing the first a batch of them that are coming out. I know it's a big batch at this point, but still. Also, Model Y at some point will be probably their biggest car. I know it's only a couple 2 or 3 years away. They will figure out how to be more profitable in China without having to pay the tariffs when they build a Shanghai factory. And so I think there are quite a few ways how they can improve. But yes, I do have to say that now that they're trying really hard and selling high-end Model 3s, they do need to get at least very close on paper to being profitable, or at least breaking even. I think that needs to happen. I'm pretty sure their accountants working very hard, massaging those numbers to make sure that they match up. So I'm not too worried about it, but you're partially right. I just disagree with the timing. I think they have a few more years to prove that. All right, guys. Well, that's pretty much it. We're gonna now move on to Extra Mile. If you're a Patreon, you will get to see it. If not, go ahead and sign up. But other than that, see you guys tomorrow. And of course, remember to stay charged.